Hello world, and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today we are doing a pick a card reading on what people find so attractive about you. So if you are new to pick a card readings, you get to pick the card number. You can look at the numbers in the description down below, the timestamp numbers, or object. I'm going to be placing objects here in a moment that resonates with you. You use your intuition to pick that, and then you find the timestamp down below, you go to your reading, and then I use my intuition to read the cards for you. This subject is what makes you so attractive. What do people see about you? What do they think about you? Because sometimes we think we're projecting something and we aren't really, or sometimes we're just, living our lives and we don't really know what other people see in us. So just take what resonates. And let's see, objects. Let's go with our objects. So for number one, this is, and I hope that you can see how really pretty this is. This is blue tiger eye. I think the other tiger eye is a little bit easier to see, but I love the blue tiger eye. So I hope you can really grasp that. For group number two, we have Mookaite. And I'm doing hearts because this is about love, right? Self-love, what people love about you, attractiveness. For group number three, this is Bumblebee Jasper. And for group number four, this is Sodalite. So if you are still not sure which pile or group is for you, I am going to be doing an exercise and I invite you to do that with me. I'm just going to sit up straight. I'm going to plant my feet firm on the floor, really kind of grounding exercise here. Close my eyes, take a deep breath in and release. Just be here in the moment. Think about what you need to hear right now, what messages you need to hear about what people think is so attractive about you. Go ahead and open your eyes, and wherever your eyes are drawn, that is the group for you. So timestamps are down below. Go ahead and click on that and I'll meet you at your reading. Hello, group one, and welcome to your reading about what makes you so attractive. So this is the blue tiger eye. Just make sure you're in the right spot. And the first card that comes out for you is 57, Unmarked Trail, Revelation. So this card talks about going it on your own, it doesn't necessarily mean the easy way, because the easy way is that beaten path that everybody else takes. You can be very private. You can be a risk taker. It's possible that people don't even really know what you're doing until they see like your beautiful Instagram pictures, because people question you a lot and you're just like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I don't need to be questioned. I'm gonna go down this path. And you're one of those people who, like, if you tell people your plans, they ask you, why would you want to do that? And then after you show them what you do, because you have this depth and this way to really dig deep and to make things happen, then people ask you how you did that. So that's why there's a degree of being private here. I love the green. It's following your heart. You're following your heart chakra, being very grounded. So if I think you're at your best when you feel grounded, when you feel like you are connecting with nature, when you feel like you are connecting with that heart center and your soul. You really feel connected with the universe. Let's take a couple more cards here. Woo, we'll get both of these. Well, there's actually 3 here, so they popped out. We'll take all 3. I want to talk about this one first. Midas/miser. The light attributes are entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold. Delight in sharing life's riches. So that goes and connects with this unmarked trail, because a lot of times entrepreneurs or that spirit, they're risk takers. They go out there on a limb. This is that vision that not everybody can see. Poet, look at this. So expresses soul insights to symbolic languages. So language is important to you. I think you appreciate language. You appreciate beauty in things that are said, that are written. The shadow attribute here is turns a lyrical gift to negative or destructive effect. And by that, it would be identifying somebody who you don't think is necessarily as intelligent as you and using words to harm them, would be the shadow attribute there. And there were 3 that came out, but that other one we're going to make an executive decision and not take it. So let's see what other things come out here for you. Group 1. What makes group 1 so attractive? A lot of green cards here. 9 of Earth. That is so related here to the unmarked trail, the Midas, and the because 9 of Earth is all about being self-made, going out and doing it yourself. Enjoying life's little luxuries, spending extra time alone, successful self-employment. Again, that entrepreneurial spirit. Not everybody has that. Not everybody can do that. You make your own rules. You make your own schedule. You're able to do that. You're able to, very visionary coming through. Wow, look at this, another Earth card. So another Earth is related to Pentacles. A lot of green here. Earth, Page of Earth, scholarly, dependable, patient. Good news about finding financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging. A new and shiny area of study. So I don't think I read the shadow attributes of this. Hoarding money and emotions, obsessive fear of losing your wealth. That's why it's like Midas/miser. But this Page of Earth, the new and shiny thing, I feel like newness, new things, new challenges, those are always things that are important to you. But it's just having that follow through. Maybe people don't see that follow through. If you feel like you have it, just make sure that you follow through on those projects and finish those projects. That might be just something that people see in you that like, wait a second, you're always starting brand new things, but did you finish your project? Or because I kind of feel like these new things that you start, like you get really excited about the newness, the new things. But these Earth cards, they're Pentacle cards, they would suggest that you're, again, the green, lots of green here, very, very grounded, where the Poet card would be more of like it related to air sign, related to communication. So you're able to communicate your things, but not everybody can understand you or necessarily the language that you use. So just be aware of that or careful of that. I'm gonna get an affirmation here. What's a good affirmation for group number 1? Because why not? Why not have some affirmations, right? Let's see what this one is. Power. I'm strong, I'm grounded. Look at this, the grounded again. I'm powerful. I am like a cross between a dinosaur and a tank, but not a tank that's used for war. I am like a peaceful, loving dino tank who feels so strong it doesn't need to do anything but be. So I love that for you too. And let's see, what else makes our group number 1 so beautiful? What are other things that make group number 1 beautiful? I had one more card. Take one more card out of here. Sorry. I oftentimes do this off camera. But you can see what I'm doing here. So we've got She Who Surrenders, Estefania. Chains, bondage, release. I think that she's very much connected to the poet, just because if you look at what she's holding, she has a letter, probably from like, I think you can be seduced very easily by the written word. A letter from like a loved one. That written word is so very powerful. Just be careful by people, like just look for substance behind that written word, that it doesn't keep you connected to somebody artificially just because you look at and use beautiful language and you recognize that in somebody else. Eventually, because there's like a chain here, and she's very connected to the past because she's reading love letters from a loved one or a lover who has kind of like moved on. So just be careful of that. I think that you very much recognize beauty. You recognize beauty in others, especially beauty and intelligence in them. So just be careful, because again, you could be seduced by that. And that language is something that people do use to seduce people. Just make sure that their heart is as genuine and pure as yours. And then we've got Kamala, she who emerges, enlightened mindfulness, and rise up. And I love this one, especially with like, you see she's like reaching up. The Midas is reaching up. The poet is reaching up. It's all about finding that beauty, that next adventure. You really find beauty in adventure. She's reaching up for this flower that she's holding. That whole idea of accomplishments, doing more. Like, I'm really getting a vision of like your Instagram is very courageous, but it might just be like your courage. So there's several different types of courage. So there's like that courage of, in the winter you're going to go out and go, jump snowmobiles, or go in the summer, you're going to go out and find adventure. You're going to get lost in the woods and find trails that nobody else has ever seen or ever, like, you would love that. But there's also the trailblazer here in finding different things within like business, like taking those business risks, finding that stock that nobody else, you find it first and you see the potential in it. Like, you are somebody who is on like that cutting edge, that leading edge. Maybe you're on the leading edge of technology. You're somebody who really creates, but you have this sense of beauty behind it as well, where a lot of people who like, they just create to create and they don't know, like, you definitely have that idea of beauty, that sense of beauty, especially with the written word. And when you put it in the right place, you're really, really powerful. Like I said, when the Page of Earth comes out, that's something to kind of be, yes, new adventures are great, but are you finishing this old adventure before you start this new one. Something like you go to get a specific degree or certification, and then that pulls a thread and gets another interest and another interest and another interest, and all of a sudden you find yourself having like this huge debt with and you have no degree, that kind of thing. So what's important and what I love about this unmarked trail, especially for you, is making sure that you finish it, that you get that completion, that you really do use your power to complete things. And I think release is part of that as well. That you're not like sometimes you do need to cut bait, and there's certain software packages that just aren't, they're just, we have to let go and move on because everybody else is moving on, but so are you. So but I think that you moving forward, again, I just really see you on that like leading edge of everything. And like you were the first person to talk about crypto or this new crypto coin. It's just, be careful a little bit that you see the whole space, the whole sphere, the whole perspective, especially when somebody is using beautiful language or being poetic about something. Make sure that you double question that. So that's what I have for you, group 1, on what makes you so attractive. It's this whole like entrepreneurial, groundbreaking spirit and following your heart that makes you so attractive. Thank you. Hello, group 2. So this is Mookaite. And let's answer the question, what makes you so attractive? Drifter, experiencing life as it comes. Seems like a lot of people see you as someone who really has their emotions under control. That maybe you don't put a lot of effort into things. I'm getting the vision of, if you've seen, oh gosh, what is that movie? Is it The Big Lebowski? Where he's just like super cool, super chill, just like just very laid back. Now, under the surface, it might be a little bit different. You might be under the emotional undercurrent, but you're able to like put on this face that everybody sees and they just think that you're cool, calm, and collected. Drifter is a very great ability. It is just kind of a go with the flow, just allow things as they happen. There's a lot of confidence and trust, I think, with Drifter. There might be an idea, though, amongst people that you could be a little bit on the lazy side. Just because you don't work hard doesn't mean that you're not lazy. I think you're more of a work smarter, not harder kind of a person that I think this quote, I think it's a Bill Gates quote. Sometimes it gets attributed to Steve Jobs, but if you want to get something done, find a lazy person to do it, because they're going to find the easiest, most expedient way. They're not going to waste a lot of time going here and there. I know a lot of people who feel like busyness is a virtue, but they feel like but it looks like they just are going nuts here and there and just seem really busy and a lot of anxious energy, and they never get anything done. That's not you. You have it under control, or at least you have the appearance of control. A lot of people look at you and they're like, yeah, that person, they have it together. Let's take a couple more cards here. What else can we say or we know about our drifter? Okay, interesting. These cards are interesting because they've got a lot of stuff that comes out that doesn't seem like it's very positive to begin with, but we'll see how it comes out here. So prostitute light attribute accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. Shadow attributes places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. You know, a lot of people, this doesn't necessarily have to do with selling your body, but certainly selling your skills, your skill set. I wouldn't say that you're a sellout. Some people could see you as a sellout, and meaning that, you know, well, it's in the shadow attribute that you would put, do anything for money or push that. But I feel like, maybe a lot of the things that you do just kind of seems, because there's a perception here that this is kind of easy to do, and that, you know, or you do things and especially when we're talking about the drifter energy here, you do things and you get money for it, that other people are kind of you know, putting some effort in and giving away for free. You find a way to get paid for those things with your drifter energy. Gambler, willingness to follow intuition. A lot of intuition here in this drifter card because there's a lot of emotion. Blue, water, very much guided by intuition. Even when others doubt you, again, I kind of feel like you don't really care what other people think, especially with all the attributes that are coming out here. That is a very beautiful quality. That's a very sexy quality. And, you know, we're talking about what makes you attractive here. Shadow attribute, relying on luck rather than hard work. You know what? You are a lucky person, but we make our own luck, don't we? That is something I think you would say with this drifter energy. And then God, very interesting, light attributes, benevolent and compassionate. Again, a lot of emotions run through here, a lot of intuition, especially with all of this blue. I think other people see you, and even though you're a very laid back person, you care. Like, I think people come up to you and they start telling you things that they don't necessarily open up or tell other people. You're open for that. Benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. I think that's part of the trust here with the drifter. Like, you just are floating along with the universe and allowing things to come, ebb and flow. You're with the ebb and flow of the universe. Shadow attributes would be despotism and cruelty, using power to control people. I really don't see that here. I really don't see any type of controlling issues that you would, I don't really see that attribute, but I could see where other people might misuse it. Queen of Air. Ooh, look at this. So again, with the blue, even though that's air, but a lot of emotional cards, a lot of like controlling that emotion, handling that emotion, even though that's the air. She's very much in control of things. Interesting that we're getting extra cards over here. So we've got Renewal and then King of Fire. Renewal is one of those cards where I think it would scare a lot of people. In fact, in this deck, they even like rename it to Renewal rather than a tower. Sorry, that's not Tower. It is actually Judgment. But Judgment can come with a lot of like, we try not to be judgmental of other people, but you're very much guided by, again, that internal compass that you have, that intuition, that you're so much in touch with your emotions and where it takes you. Let's start with this Queen of Air energy. Independent, definitely independent with this drifter. There's just one boat here just floating along, going where it's supposed to go. Experienced, realistic, witty, objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves you, seeing the humor in a situation. So a lot of humor here, a lot of like good, just fun energy. Like people see you as like a fun person, even though you're like laid back. Oh yeah, the clearing away that no longer serves you. With this like drifter energy, I think it's really important, like, not to carry baggage with you, whether that's physical baggage, whether that is emotional baggage. Like, you are just really accepting of other people. You don't have to get worked up or upset about it. You're not somebody like who does that. You're just like, just, you know, go with the flow. This renewal, again, like, judgment is the usual name of this card, but judgment carries with it sometimes some kind of negative connotations, that you're looking at people and, you know, when we see this card prostitute and we think like the whole negativity around it, rather than, you know, you're just using your skills to do what you want. And this talks about review and evaluate, a favorable assessment of the facts, time to move in a new direction. Judgment, there's an element of karma that is with judgment. And I feel like you kind of get that with the gambler and again the drifter, because you understand, like, just again, that kind of going with the flow energy, getting what you put into it and what you get out of it. You know, you evaluate that all the time. Back to that that lazy person quote that I said, like, that doesn't have to be a negative thing. You just put in the energy where you know that you need to put in the energy. You don't have to be like overly crazy about it. King of Fire. This is somebody who is very, you know, cuts his own path, not worried about what other people are doing. You're worried about your own, worried about what you're doing. And what you're doing can be very motivational, idealistic, ambitious, charismatic. It's interesting that we're talking about ambition here. Just because you are somebody who allows things, you probably manifest things. Doesn't mean that you don't want things. Doesn't mean that you don't need things. You can have that ambition behind it without having to put in unneeded energy, unneeded effort. You know where you need to focus. You know what you need to do. You let people understand your vision. A lot of times, though, I think that your vision comes through your actions. It comes through your accomplishments, rather than, I don't think you're getting into any type of verbal argument with people. You're somebody who just like lets your actions speak louder than your words. Communicate your vision and be a leader. Advice from someone creative. I also feel like the creativity piece here is important for you, because creativity is a lot of joy, and when you're going with the flow, you're just kind of like follow your joy, follow your bliss. Okay. Don't take it personally, and you don't. You don't take things personally. If someone starts to speak unkindly to me, I will remember that that they've got something going on that has nothing to do with me. Like, maybe they just pooped their pants. Yeah, that's it. That's probably it. So this comes out like, but I don't think I need to remind you of this. I think it's just, a personality trait that is coming out for you, that you just don't take things personally. You let it, again, I get a lot of vision here of a duck, kind of like you let it roll off your back. This kind of like rain, and this is a duck, so that's interesting too. And I was seeing like this vision of a duck. There's this thing that usually in those job interviews, when they ask you like what animal would you be, like you would be a duck, because you're somebody who just glides along the surface of things. You make it look easy, but underneath, you know, you're doing the work. But you're somebody who, like, you know, you're paddling underneath there. You just never see them sweat, never see you sweat. That's the kind of like mantra that you have, and that makes you attractive. Number 2. Let's see, we've got Enid, she who doubts. So just because you have this, you know, you question yourself, you doubt yourself, but ultimately you trust yourself as well. You've been through things though. You've been through challenges, and maybe you haven't always had this kind of like laid back personality. Fear, wariness, but ultimately trust. And you're right here at the trust. And like fear wears you down, and wariness, of course, that, you know, wears you down. And you've just decided that you're just going to surrender and allow. And that has been working for you. But you do, you know, you have doubts. But again, I love this one, Iris, she who changes. Look at the moon here. So much, and the snake. The snake is so much connected to change. It sheds its skin. It has changed. It has moved into, again, you cannot change by holding on to the past. You can't change when you're in fear mode, because fear mode, like, you hold on to things. So you have transformed, you've changed, and you just allow. Again, when you're drifting here, you just allow, and change just happens, and it's just part of that journey, and it's part of that that ebb and flow of life. I was going to mention the moon here, so connected to that intuition, that knowing without knowing. The moon, you know, when you think about the moon is out at night, the light from the moon is not the same as the light from the sun. Sometimes we have to guess, sometimes we have to fill in the blanks when we're looking around at night and trying to figure out like the landscape. And you just do that. So that's what I have for you, group 2. That's what makes you so attractive. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group 3. This is the group for the Bumblebee Jasper. So let's put that here, and let's put the 3 here, and see what your cards are and what makes you so attractive. The first card we have is Feast of Plenty, choices and their consequences. So that's interesting. Look, we also have a bumblebee right there. So if you like the idea of bumblebees, and we have it in here, a lot of times it organization comes to mind, because they're very organized, but also they produce more honey than they need. So abundance, I feel like abundance surrounds you. There's reasons why. That you also are somebody who has really great taste, but probably because you have tried so many things. It's almost like you're down for anything. It's interesting that we have the 2 swords here. A couple things come to mind. First of all, Feast of Plenty. When you have so many choices in front of you, sometimes it's hard to narrow that down. But when you do it successfully, it's because you try something, and if it doesn't work, you try something else. You're not afraid. There's that kind of like adventurous spirit, that adventurous undertone there. So the 2 swords kind of remind me of the 2 of swords in tarot, where you know, they're kind of stuck in a stone, and we're not really sure which path to take, which sword to choose. You would just like, boom, go up to one sword, try it, see if it works. If it doesn't, that's okay. Try something else. If you make a bad choice, you bounce back really quickly from your bad choices, and you're not afraid to make a choice, and you'll look at things, and you probably have gotten better because you do make so many choices. You do look at things from so many different angles or so many different ways that you start making really great choices. And that's where that abundance comes from. That's what that feast of plenty comes from. There's also kind of like a very positive mindset behind that. We can all get stuck in a downward spiral of lack at times, but you understand that, this choice is the door that's open right now. And if it doesn't work, great. There will be another choice later. It's not that something that you allow to like hold you down. It's interesting. We have this kind of like crystal ball thing here, because when you do experience so many things, or when you do try so many different things, it's almost like you do have a crystal ball. A lot of people just see your successes. They don't see your failures. It kind of reminds me of the overnight success. There are so many different bands, artists, stand-up comedians, even actors and actresses, where they talk about them being overnight success, when really they've like been trying things and pushing things for years and years and years until they finally get the recognition that they deserve. The crystal ball, though, is like you've just been, you know what to choose because you've chosen, you have the experience behind you. So what else do we have for our group number 3? What else makes them so attractive? These are some attributes, and interesting. We have the thief. There's a heart there, though, behind it. So sheds light on potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. So like, again, like the thief kind of thing goes with a level of confidence, because you've been around the block. People can't get one over on you. Shadow attributes: stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or others' power that you feel like you lack. So just be careful of that feeling of lack. I kind of feel like we've got the feast of plenty here, like you are out in the front of that wave, and you understand, like, just keep trying new things. There's also a level of craftiness here with the thief. The thief is very sly and very crafty, which, this feast of plenty can kind of give you give people that other impression, because you know things. You would be like the person that you take to a restaurant that when somebody says, "What is this? I've never had it before," and you can explain to them what it is. There's that level of sophistication behind you. And then we have goddess. Light attribute: the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. So there's a sensuality behind you. Doesn't mean that you have to be or even identify as a divine feminine to really tap into this goddess energy. The goddess energy is a very like it attracts a lot of people, attracts a lot of things. Again, the Feast of Plenty would be manifesting things. So the goddess energy with you. You don't have to be direct with it. It's very just, again, kind of like the thief with that slyness. Shadow attributes would be exploit of the female nature and form. And again, you can exploit the female nature and form if you're not a female. So it would be like being, exploiting women because you understand like that goddess nature, or you make them feel insecure. 3 of water, interesting. So getting along with other people, working with other people, life with you feels, wow, look at this, 5 of water. Life with you feels like a celebration. I almost feel like this is a light attribute and a shadow attribute as we kind of go through this. It talks about a celebration, a wedding, graduation, a birth announcement, the need to have more fun. And it's more fun with the people around you. It's this feeling of fulfillment. It is an expression of your emotions and of love. 5 of water, things not turning out the way you'd hope. Not seeing the positive in a situation or crying over spilled milk. Again, I think that it comes up because it's an experience that you've had over and over and over again. The more experience we have, the more we're able to get over it quickly. I kind of feel like this 5 of water energy is not something that you always show people, or it happens very quickly to where they don't necessarily see that, because the 5 of water, 5 of cups, we've got 5 cups on here, but we've got 3 that are kind of like slipping away from us. Again, I feel like these are just, you know, you specifically for you with the other cards that we have out, that you will let things slip away because you understand we've got more here. This card says not crying over spilled milk. Somebody without the experience that you have, or without the life mottos that you have, this would upset them. They wouldn't see those new experiences coming in, but you're really kind of flowing, very much flowing with abundance, I'll say. I think you're somebody who can very much manifest things. You see these opportunities slipping away from you and you just manifest the new opportunities. It's almost like you put out there, because this feast of plenty, you're just used to, it's almost like breathing. You just know that you're going to catch your next breath, and you put that intention out there that you're going to get that next job, or that next love is going to come along, or that next way for you to pay for your car payment. It's not something that necessarily concerns, I wouldn't say concerns you, it concerns you, but it's not something that you dwell on, because it's very much a very flow energy, and a very like the goddess energy, where you just like a masculine energy would be out there taking action, going and getting it, and you're sitting back and letting it flow to you, and allowing. It's very allowing energy here. Let's see, what else do we have for group 3? I'm going to pull 2 of these cards. She who knows, you just know. And one more. And she who guides. So through knowing, through seeking, through your understanding, you're then able to help and guide others. So she who knows, Yelena, wisdom, clarity, resolution. I love her chandelier earrings. The could be crystal chandelier. Back here to like this crystal ball. A lot of confidence here. And I think that, the eyes are the windows to the soul, and I think you have really beautiful eyes. I think you have a lot of great depth to your eyes, a lot of experience. And even if you're like a young person, I feel like people would say that you're an old soul, that you have a lot of you have a lot of experience through your soul. This clarity and resolution, like, you know what you like, you know what you want, you're very clear on that, you're able to communicate that to other people, and a lot of people find that very attractive. And when you are clear, you're able to guide others, you're able to not only guide yourself, but guide others. I think that's really important. The 3 of water plays with others, like they have fun. That's why there's this celebration here. That's why it talks about weddings and graduations. It's people getting together. But again, like I feel like through the goddess energy here, people are attracted to you because you have this like clarity about you. I think people can say, hey, what do you think about this or this? And you're able to guide them to, and it may not be your choice, but you get that. You know that it wouldn't be right for you, but you understand like other people and it would be right for them, and you're able to guide them. and you're, again, the new path and the renewal, like that doesn't scare you to go a new way, a new direction. You are very experienced in that and guiding yourself in new directions. Let's see. And then one more card here. Just sometimes these come out as a motto. Sometimes these come out as, you know, a suggestion for you. And we've got an ideal partnership. This is interesting when if you have a partner or you're looking for a partner, understanding your gifts and strengths, and then finding that in your partner. Because I think that you have the ability to really, again, with your choices, find that ideal partnership for yourself. I'm a rare and precious find, and that is true about you as well. And my brilliance will be reflected back to me when I'm paired with my true match. My ideal partnership and working relationships are easy and free-flowing. I deserve greatness because I am greatness. And to paraphrase Rumi, what I'm looking for is also looking for me. In fact, he or she might be paraphrasing Rumi right now. That's a great model. That's a great, you know, just to sum up, to tie up everything else, that you are unique and people see that, and they see that brilliance in you. But you bring that out in other people as well, because I feel like that's with this guidance and this clarity, like you help other people find their uniqueness and honor that as well. The goddess energy would very much do that for other people, and but you have to first recognize it in yourself. So number 3, I hope you do recognize that in yourself. If you don't, here's your sign. So that's what I have for you, group 3. I hope that you have a fantastic day. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group 4. If you picked the Sodalite, you are in the right place. So let's take a look at the first card of what makes you so attractive. And we have 17, Eye of the Needle, intentionality. And take a look at how like vivid and bright and the colors are in this card, because I feel like you are somebody that when people see them, like you just have this aura about you, you have this shine about you. Eye of the Needle talks about focus. You're able to focus, almost hyper focus. You know, you're a go-getter. You are ambitious. There is this attractiveness about you that you go out and get what you want and what you seek. Eye of the Needle is kind of like, you know, threading a needle. If you've ever done it, it can be kind of an obstacle to what you're creating, because it's something that you have to be very intentional about. It's something that takes a level of skill. But on the other side, like there's no, like needles, you create, there's just like endless possibilities of what you can create with this needle once you thread it. And you're not afraid of challenges. You're not afraid to take on those things, take on the world. There's kind of like Aries energy here, or certainly fire sign energy. You might want to check your placements there if that's not your sun sign. And very like a lot of determination, and you're certainly like definitely a go-getter, and you're not going to take no for an answer. You're going to go and make it done, and there's something to be admired about that. Sometimes those people are a little hard to deal with in your personal life, so just understand that people who are around you who love you, they very much love you and appreciate you for who you are, but you're not the easiest person to get along with. And we've got Dilettante and Messiah. Let's take a look at Dilettante. And it's really interesting, these readings that I've been doing, because the colors so match, like the cards and the colors, and that's really important here. And making sure, you know, getting a full scope of and then making sure that these cards relate to each other. Dilettante delights in the arts without having to be a professional, alerts you to the dangers of becoming superficial in your pursuits. Dilettante would be somebody very creative, somebody who creates. So it's definitely this eye of the needle kind of situation. However, I think that you can take it to that next level and make it professional, like whatever, because there's nothing stopping you. The shadow attributes would be pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. So and you know, I think that it just depends on the situation. Like, I think you're somebody who gets what they give. So if you run across somebody who's pretentious, then you will like build, you know, draw on your confidence and like give it back to them. Messiah, light attributes, serving humanity with humility. You can be confident and still have humility. You can be confident and still care about other people. Again, I feel like this is really just depends on the people that you surround yourself with. But I think you're a good judge of character, and I think you like to surround yourself with people who have common interests as you and common goals, because goal-oriented is really important to you. Shadow attributes, exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. So I think that there, with both of these, there's a tendency to get a little bit, I mean, there's confidence here, right? So just, you know, try not to be overconfident. Again, I did say, like, I think you're somebody who can kind of be, you know, you're very singularly focused. It can kind of be difficult to deal with you sometimes. So just understand that even if it's something that somebody finds initially attractive, that you don't let it go. Ooh, look at this. So Queen of Water. So good. This is perfect because it pulls this in a little bit. The Queen of Water is somebody who really cares about other people. She's somebody who creates a loving atmosphere for others. So while you can be very ambitious in going on your goal, I think with dealing with other people, they really see the joy and love and tenderness in you. Tender-hearted, empathetic, patient, and loving. Relationships develop to a new level. I feel like you're somebody who like can get very deep because you and a new person, you do really focus on them. So you can get really deep into what they think and they feel, and people have then this great connection with you because they feel like you really are, and as long as you're not doing it in a manipulative way, and I don't think that you are. However, there is that kind of tendency that it could go that way. You know, you create these really deep relationships with people, care for yourself and others, trust in your intuition. So a lot of creativity and intuition here. And then look at the sun. The sun is related to Archangel Uriel. It is a happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success and confidence. Again, more confidence. And even this card, like, look, this looks like the sun. You have a needle in front of you, but your overall goal or your passion is very big. It's huge. And again, that confidence, and people can see that in you. I'm going to get one of these. Sometimes these come out as kind of like motto cards, and really they have been really related to people. Ooh, there we go. People's readings. And sometimes they come out as kind of like okay, where do you go from here? And yours, this is personal growth. As I move toward greater consciousness, I feel old thoughts and habits fall away, like training wheels on my bike. They helped me get where I am, but now that I can ride, I don't need need those slow and crummy wheels, except when I'm making bike analogies. So I love this, the idea of personal growth. And I think this is perfect for you because, you know, when we talk about that ambition and going after more and more and more and more, sometimes we have to let some things go for our growth. So just remember that, and I think personal growth is something that is really important to you. And you're somebody who is always striving for more or better, bigger, within the realm of creativity. And let's see what else we have for our group number 4. What makes you so attractive? We have, ooh, look at that. She who becomes. So you are kind of like a blank canvas. You know this. Again, we keep coming back to this eye of the needle, this ambition, this go-getter energy, this becoming, this transformation, this transcending. You love journeys. You love metamorphosis. You're somebody who is always like trying to strive and do better and do more. And along, you know, as long as we have this like loving energy behind it, I feel like it's really good for you. And I can see why people would find you attractive. She who divines, futura, future, choice, and judgment. I think you make choices based on the future, again, because that's what goals are, right? It is an idea of ourselves in the future. It's an idea of what we want to be, what we want to become, where we want to go. And you can become hyper focused on that. The other thing is she's holding some cards, kind of like me here with my tarot cards. Your future is not scripted by randomly. It's not randomly scripted. It's not scripted by me telling you things. It's not scripted by some dice. It's not scripted by things. It's scripted by you. You're the one who's in control of it. And I love that. It's, again, with the confidence and the control. And it's very, very beautiful. So again, I mean, that's right? That's what makes you attractive. So that's what I have for you, group 4. You are a very attractive, ambitious person with an underlying love of other people. And thank you, and I will see you in the next reading.